Let's go. Yo, 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 good afternoon. Start engine, not today. Hey, what's up? Let's go. What's up, Waterdo? What's up, Frankie? What's up, Dad? How you doing, beautiful people? Damn, there's already a bunch of people in here. Let's go. Hey, welcome back. Welcome to another day on the Datsun. It's gonna be a short one today because, oh my God, I'm just getting out of a job interview. Hell yeah, Dad. You heard that right. So basically had a job interview this morning. Went super well as expected. So I think they said I will have some news before the end of the day. And the supervisor is just like, well, I have nothing else to ask. Like everything been answered. Like you HR, do you need something else? Cause I'm all good here. And yeah, so that went super well. Basically, I'm gonna have a 3-month contract with Squeeze. So I'm gonna be back at Squeeze Studio working on a movie with my girlfriend, which is pretty funny and fantastic all at once. So should be starting in about a month. So still have time for the Datsun, but it's coming. And that made me realize I was just here doing a bit of cleanup. Still need to do some because basically I've been doing some mechanic the entire weekend. Not on the car, on a bunch of other things. And so my hands are destroyed. I'm like sore, everything. But like, yeah, so been an intense weekend. And having that job interview, like I'm super happy. But oh yeah, we use that actually, really worth it, honestly, Frankie. But yeah, basically I'm super happy, and at the same time I have such a weird feeling right now because I kind of realized that the last year of building up something Datsun wise, but also Twitch wise, is like coming close to not an end. I don't want to say an end, but like the end of the format I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm gonna still be doing a bunch of it, but maybe through the nights and stuff like that, and the weekend instead of being in the week time. So we're gonna see how that's gonna evolve. But yeah, definitely I'm not stopping. I'm loving that way too much, but it's gonna be like something weird. So we have an official date, like the official date where we need that to be as far as possible. I don't think it's gonna be ready through drive because I think I'm gonna be missing the drive shaft because I need to take measurement and send that to a shop. The shop's gonna probably have a 2 to 3 weeks delay to basically weld a new drive shaft or something. But so because of that, I don't think we're gonna be able to drive it, but I'm definitely looking forward to starting that car before starting my new job. So from there, we're gonna see how that's going, but May 19 is pretty much our target goal now. So we have an official date, and that's where we're gonna be starting. Today, basically, we're gonna start on the fuel system. This week, I'm planning doing fuel system, brake lines to the back. Get me a ticket, I'll live in that corner and help you. Heck yeah! And yeah, so basically, I'm looking at doing the fuel system this week, like most of it. Basically, I want to get a bunch of things from the back to the front before putting the transmission in, and depending on how that's going, it's not impossible that we throw that transmission in this week. Tomorrow we're supposed to have our remote bleeder, which is the last freaking part we're missing to get that ready and throw that in place basically. So we're gonna take a look at this. If that happens, then from now on it's gonna be a lot of exhaust work and stuff like that. And yeah, honestly, fuel, brake, coolant, exhaust. exhaust is also involving turbo, but like this is the main four things we need to do. Then it's gonna be the wiring of the engine, which is ready to go plug and play loom, and after that putting some gauges and stuff in the dashboard. So definitely doable, and even there, gauges and stuff like that not required for the first start. Will be fun, but not required. So basically we have almost everything in our hand. Like just like exhaust system, on the first start the exhaust could be dumping straight on the ground and it will be okay. So it could be loud as fuck and it will be okay. So basically we have a bunch of possibilities there, and I'm not too worried about that. So we're gonna see how that's evolving in the future. I will order pretty much all the piping for the front going to the turbo. We're gonna try to figure out how we're gonna work the turbo. Turbo wise, I'm really thinking about maybe bracing my flange in place first to basically get an anchor point where I'm gonna be able to start my exhaust going the reverse way of what I'm planning, and getting just the housing of the turbine side on there, so that we know where our exhaust system is starting, but also where it needs to get up there. So this way we might have some temporary stuff put in place, but that should make the thing easy to work on, which is what I'm looking for. Since it's gonna be the first time I'm doing that job, we're gonna test fit the turbo, and when we're gonna lock it in place, bam, we're just putting a flange, bracing that, and making sure that we are not moving at all from there while doing all the tubing for the exhaust. So yep, pretty much the idea. So today, what are we starting on? Getting the cable out of my way. We're starting on the fuel tank. So fuel tank wise, I need to fit the level sensor that we bought, even though it's not the right signal. Yeah, a lot of work in the next few weeks, and on that I don't have my BMW prepared for my first event on May 5th. So can someone tell me how to make more than 24 hours in one day, please, and have the energy to go through all that? Please, because right now I'm lacking a bunch of time there. I mean, I could probably extend days and stuff like that, like instead of doing 6-7 hours, do like 10s, but I don't want to burn myself out also. So, you know, make $1 million and hire a motherfucking... No, because basically that's a thing. I don't care people doing it. I want to do it myself. It's a total DIY. That car got in here on an older engine, not working great, but like driving by itself, and it never left the garage for something to get done on it. It's gonna be and then cocaine. Because yeah, basically it got in here and it's gonna leave the garage working, everything done by myself. That's the idea. That's the spirit of that project. It's not a project where it's like, hey look, I can pay someone to do my job. Yup. It's not like, hey, look, I have a bunch of money and I can pay someone to get my shits done. No, it's gonna be, hey, look, I had the dedication to make a project from scratch and make it live up to the hype. So that's the idea, really. There's not a single reason in the world. I would prefer to start working on May 20 and come back on May 20 at night, keep going on that car, than paying someone else to finish it. That's 100% the idea there. Can a nobody like me with no mechanic course, no nothing, can do a project from zero to hero. From there, I need the wooden plank I'm usually using. It's over there. Oh, I had a table also I could have used, but that's gonna be stronger. Let me throw that away, because we're gonna start. Oh, I almost died. Too much stuff in my way. Another one on the pile. These were thrown on the side, I think. what I was looking for was that plate here that we're going to use to support, because our blue table is used by the transmission right now. Let's use that instead. That's going to be strong. And underneath here, we should be having, let me try to find a place for you, sir. That's gonna be good enough for now. How am I getting that out of here? Like so, like so. Oh, there we go. Ooh, there's a bit of cleanup to do in there. Fuel tank. That's the main idea right here. So basically what we're gonna do right now is remove our fuel pump system that we did in here, and we're gonna go ahead and probably drill on top here. That was scary. What's up, Only Cow? How are you doing, sir? Hope you're doing amazing. What have you done this weekend on your car? Frankie started working on his Mustang. On my side, I've worked on a bunch of different cars, doing maintenance and stuff for friends and our own stuff also. So yeah, feel like I'm doing some 7 days straight of car work right now. So yeah, basically here we're gonna remove our fuel pump system. So those of you who didn't saw it yet, basically the fuel tank, we learned to TIG weld in here and added an adapter on top here to put a dual, fuel pump in there. So that's quite a good, cool system from Racework, allowing us to run dual 255 Walbro fuel pump, so pretty happy with that. Let's take that. I should have my air gun not too far. Did I put it back to its place? Obviously not. I need to get a torch. My exhaust bolts are more rusted than bolt. More rust. Fair. Put a bucket seat and wheel in the micro. Let's go. That's amazing. That's gonna be sick. Just going to get that cleaned up a little bit. Dual side. There we go. So fuel pump system here, we're gonna be running a dual fuel pump, and basically the idea here is to get that in a way that our main pump is running 100% of the time, obviously, but otherwise we're also looking for basically the secondary fuel pump to turn on when we are on boost. Fun thing is the computer is going to be able to run that instead of running different module. Like at first I was thinking about a hub switch, they call it, which is basically a switch turning on via the boost, and instead of running that, well, we're going to be able to just trigger it through the computer on the auxiliary on basically the auxiliary connector that we have there. So on the computer we have three pre-wired 25 amp circuit, and we're gonna have one that is not used at all, and we're gonna use it for that here. Now I just need to find where are the rest of the bolts for that. Not here. Oh my god, did I? Okay, yeah, no, that was the one we couldn't fit there. Probably, oh, here's all the hardware. So we're gonna do that. Great off day and just playing cut all day. Nice. That's cool. How come do you have an off day today? What's up, Hawk? Yeah. So there we go. Here's our fuel setup. Bam. There we go. Here's our dual fuel pump setup, so that's pretty neat. Honestly, really happy with how it turns out. So our primary pump is gonna be that one here, and secondary is right here. We had to do quite a bit of a twist for that one to get everything orientated the way we want it, but that's looking pretty sick. So everything's already wired underneath here, so it's really all about doing the top mount here. Oh yeah, it's pretty. I work Saturday, so get a day off during the week. Always may take Monday fair. Bring that week to a 4-day, a 4 days in a row week instead of cutting the week in half. I'm not a fan of, because if you're taking like Wednesday, it feels like you have 2 Mondays in your week pretty much. At least that's the way I feel usually. So yeah, so there we go. So here, a bunch of little things that happen in here that we modify. Now I need to get access to that part here because I need to install over here the float that will give us the level of the fuel tank. So I want to take a look how this is done underneath. Yeah, even here, that will be a good place. So we're gonna start looking at it. I just need to find it back because obviously I did a bunch of cleanup at some point and can't remember where I threw the floater, the little float that goes in there. It's probably not too far. And what's going to happen from there is that we're just going to try to fit it in place once and for all, because later on it's not giving us the right, that's what I was saying a bit earlier, it's not giving us the right reading, but that's because Datsun inverted their things. So is it in here actually? Maybe I throw it in there. No, I don't think I did. Basically, Datsun inverted their reading compared to the universal way to do it. And so because of that, we're gonna have to fight a little bit that thing there and make sure we are getting the proper reading at the gauge. But that's gonna be something we're gonna try to do remotely, like not in the actual setup in the fuel tank, but pretty much outside, probably with the use of an Arduino or something like that. At least that what seems to be the most straightforward, and I wouldn't say less complicated, but probably most reliable way, kinda. I really need to find that back. Another moment where I'm looking for my parts. No, impossible. Oh, Hawk, I had that job interview this morning, which you could probably guess since I was not on. But yep, that happened. And I didn't think it will be like a big job interview. Honestly, I was thinking it will be more of like a chill talk. And it wasn't. It was like really full-on job interview. It was really great. Honestly, it went super well. And I should have an answer by the end of the day, which was pretty much the supervisor saying, well, I've heard everything I wanted to hear and I'm super happy. Anything you need to know, HR? No? Well, we could be good to proceed. So that was pretty much the end of the talk right there. So I was like, oh, well, let's go then. So that's pretty sick. Not that. Where is my fuel setup? It's not in here, right? I haven't thrown that in here. Nope. Could have been the case, but it's not. I hate when I'm losing my tools. Yep, I'm happy, but like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, it also feels a bit weird. Cause like, just when I was preparing while the intro was playing and everything, I was kind of realizing that in a month, that will be kind of the end of that day-to-day life I had. Like, it won't be the end of the streams, of course. Like, I plan on keep going and like Still doing a bunch of them and probably stay quite regular on my schedule, but like definitely the schedule's gonna change, and that's where I was like, oh, that feels just weird. So, but like it's gonna be a 3-month push. Then I'll see. I will probably try to save a bunch of money during that 3 months, so that if after that there's still a pause because the industry is still not doing that great, well, I'm gonna be able to come back at full-time streaming without worrying too much, which will be cool. But like that's my wish. It's not something I can guarantee though, so we'll see. All right, let me check, guys. I really need to find back that thingy there. I have no clue where it went, so it's kind of weird. That's the gauges. That's not that. It's not like there was a lot of things in that on that table. Not that. That's my clutch system, so not that. I don't think it's here. Where the... Oh, it's in the back of the Datsun. That's where it lives. Of course, it has to be. Pretty sure it's there. But I'm too small. So let me grab that tire to boost me up a little bit. Whoop, whoop. Hey, hey, guess what? Found it. Found it. Anything else I'm missing from that? No, looks like it. Easy. I knew it. Oh yeah, it will be a change, but hey, part of the game. Gotta be an adult sometimes, right? All right, so there we go. I'm gonna push that back just a touch like that. So you're gonna see a little bit better. Like so, that. So that we have a gasket going on top here. We might put a bit of gasket maker because the thing I'm the most afraid of is having some leak from the fuel tank. And I will say when I'm talking about leak, it's not like, oh my god, the car's gonna catch on fire, more like fume that will just make the car smell fuel every single time. Like on a hot day on summer, it's just going to smell like fuel around the car, and that will be so bad. Here, I'm not sure exactly how they expect us to like drill and lock everything in place. It's kind of a weird setup, just like if we were supposed to bolt through that. So we're gonna see, but see, we're gonna use that as a template to know where we want that exactly. Probably quite close to it, because we're gonna need to run the wires by the hole here or somewhere around that. So yeah, we're gonna make sure we're not going too crazy on it. Different, special, yeah, sure. What is it? My lawn for 20 minutes with a busted fuel line about oof. Sheesh. Not another one, how come? Let's go. Oh man, I forgot to add the one from Cryo. Oh, you want to do that? I think we can negotiate that, yeah. I think that's a possibility. Do you still pick the sound and the word, but it's gonna be for him? That will be funny. Like you have to pick the sound and the word, but it's gonna be assigned to him. I wanted to check if we're gonna see if the tool they provided with the coilovers, that one fits, and I think it will. Yes, it will. That's gonna be perfect. That's stuck to it. Hey, what's up, Siphon? How you doing, sir? There we go. I think we're gonna be good to go straight with that one here, and it's gonna fit the diameter for that, and gonna clear also the gasket itself like so. So that's perfect. Do we have a notch in there? Because there's a little notch on that one. No, we don't. Oh well. He's calling my stream random stuff, but it's okay, I guess. It's all right, I guess. No big deal. All right, so so let's start by marking that. We need to find a flat surface. Like I said, somewhere around here will be good. There's a little bump there. Gonna make sure the underneath is also a flat surface, and it is. And we gotta make sure that when we are applying our fuel pump setup, which is about like this, we won't be, no, there's no chance we're gonna be close enough to interfere with the float. So we should be good with that. So I think pretty much right here, I'm sad I don't want to destroy the Japanese sign here. So maybe more like here. That looks pretty decent. So are we doing that? Anyone see something I shouldn't be doing? I know it's not what you meant. Oh, I don't want to go to my class tonight. Well, yes, because it's chill, but like at the same time I'm like, ugh. There you go. And now we can just go ahead and find the middle of that circle. Looks like we're drawing a BMW logo right now. Not the case. Let's try to find the middle of that with a ruler, because I love rulers. There you go. $31 mil divided by 2. Pretty much 15.5, right? So I've removed that. A little too much, too fast. That's too high. Yeah, that's too high. That was not precise. We can get more on here now. That. Oh no, it's 36. That's why it's not fitting. It's more 18 mil. It's 36 and a half. 36, so 18 and a half. Here and pretty much right there. Seems a bit offsetted. I'm gonna take something else before freaking Jeff come in here and ask me, what are you doing with that? Pretty much there. That makes more sense. Now, am I still okay with that? Yep, that's pretty much good. So don't take in account the X, it's more the mark I just did on the side there. So we're gonna go ahead, take a punch. Where's my punch? Was it put somewhere it's not supposed to be? Or is it still in the workbench over here? I don't see it over here. And I remember using it last week, so it might just be on the top here at the moment. Because we're gonna need that. We're gonna make a driving. We're gonna punch the surface to have a driving hole. We can use a screwdriver instead. It's gonna work just as good. So let's do that. One single punch, like so. Boom. And now we need to take the drill. And that. And from here, what we're gonna do is pretty much start drilling that. And yeah, that's another step forward, but like that's another time where if we screw up, we're done. So let's double check. We're all good. Nothing at the bottom really that can matters. Perfect. Let's go way here. We're gonna have to do a bunch of cleanup inside, but so far so good. Let's go. Loud noise. All right, so we got that done. We're gonna try not to put too much in there, but there's already plenty. So we're gonna have to do a little thing, but here we go. So we just remove that, which is fantastic. And now that means we should be able to clean the edges there and pretty much yeah, it's clean, but it's not up to my taste, so we're gonna go with that tool here, which is honestly one of the most wonderful little tool to just clean the edges. And basically you can go with an angle like that to do the underside, and then an angle like this to do the upper side. So now it's less sharp, it's not as much of a cutting edge as it was, and so now it's clean and up to my taste there. So from there we're gonna be able to see if our measurement is good, and it is not touching by about, I will say 3/4 of an inch, which is perfect because that means we have kind of a reserve. When the signal is gonna say it's empty, technically we're still going to have a bit of reserve at the bottom there, and I'm planning on putting that like this so we can run the wire up through the same hole for the wire of everything happening on top here. So that should make it quite easy to run that. So we're just going to be able to tag that and put the washer, well, the seal in there. So as I said, I'm not sure with the kind of screw they provided what it's gonna give us, So I'm just going to do a marking of that. Just move a little there, so let's make sure we are recentering everything. Like so. Yeah, it's super handy and it's super cheap. Like I got that plus a multiple blade that you can switch at the end there. Like all these blades, this spare blades for like 15 bucks on Amazon. 15 Canadian, so it's probably like 7 or 10 in the US. So here we already tested that inside the car. That's why it was inside the trunk there. So we know that when we are here, it says empty. And when we are down there, it says full. So maybe at first we're gonna be running the car this way until we have time to manage something with an Arduino to take the signal and invert it. But for now, it's still at least something that does works. Now, like I was saying, the screw here are kind of weird for that kind of application here. So we're gonna see how that's going, because I feel like it's not really an aggressive pattern. It's not a self-driven like screw. So overall, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, well, there's no way it's gonna fit or seal properly in there. So I cannot also put some threaded rivet like I've already done in the past, because that will create a spacer with basically the washer that's supposed to seal that. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna pre-drill them, but even there, I'm gonna make sure I'm not going too big, and we're gonna see, because there's not like, it's quite a thin material here. So I don't know if it's going to thread properly and stay in there properly. So I was kind of asking myself if I'm not going with a self-driven screw instead, which would have more aggressive threads, if I have some. Not even sure I have some. But worst case, we're gonna just take some bigger bolts if something's happening, and worst case, we're gonna use a bolt from the inside and going the other way around. Like I could use that as a bolt and push it through here up there and have a nut on top. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of pretty much. Like I don't have that at the moment ready to go in. I think, let me check, who knows? Because I have luck washers, but I don't know if I have nuts for that. Because that will be just fantastic if I do. But yeah, I really don't think I do. Like I might have one nut or something like that. Let me check. Nah, that's even too big, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that would have been good on top here, just to lock it. So yeah, we're gonna see that later, I guess. We're gonna see how it reacts right now, and then, because I guess I cannot go really bigger than that, I'm gonna bring that actually over here instead of coming back and always testing. Sheesh, who's that?
Bloodstone 9 is looking for more power for the last 7 months. Hey man, gonna rook a bit on active daddy duty.
Love it. Thank you so much, Bloodstone, you amazing legend. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Hope the active duty is going well right now. The daddy duty. That's where Micah should jump in and say, Daddy, chill. Yeah, no, I don't have nuts for those. All the nuts I have are too big. Home. Yep. Well, we're gonna try at first with no, with nothing, just threading it in place. Eric, I read alert, so it's all good. So let's see how it reacts to that. Worst case, we're just going to expand the whole of all of them with proper bolt and washer. One step bigger, is it going to be too big? I think so. Gonna start one step smaller. Easier to increase the diameter of the hole than decreasing it, right? So might as well do that this way. I don't know, guys, what you all did this weekend, but mine has been busy but fun. Yesterday I was helping my girlfriend preparing stuff for the summer for the horses, which was super fun. I really had a blast. The weather was insane. Not sure we're gonna get what we want there. Maybe. We'll see. There we go. So now from there, I don't think any hole's gonna be enough. There's no direct fit there for sure. I think it's gonna be necessary to expand the hole a little bit more, because like it's not even close to threading in place. Now is it the time where we're going one step too far? Maybe, who knows? But I'm not too worried about that. And now, hey, that wants to thread. All right, let's test that. So first of all, we're gonna grab, do I have it now out? Nope. We're gonna grab the extension, grab the belt sander, and just buff the top there to make sure we are flat, flat, flat. Because the last thing we want is a bad seal over there. Loud noise. Didn't work. Loud noise. All right, there we go. So with that done, that looks pretty good. That looks sick. we're gonna be able to throw the washer in place. I don't know if we're supposed to have an orientation or anything because of that notch, but I will assume that no. Hole seems to align-ish. Not bad, not great. We're gonna go like that, like this. And we're gonna start with a first one at the top here. We're gonna try. That I had the screwdriver that I put back in here, and we're gonna try that. Well, right now it is screwing in, which is good. We're gonna take a lock washer. I have a bunch here, so might as well throw one in there, even if it's not provided with it, just to keep a bit of tension and preventing that from unthreading itself. There we go. So it seems like it might be a working thing. Oh, I'm not sure. Gonna have to see. So here, can I? It is getting tighter, so that's good. So if I'm doing that, should be able to go all the way around. Boom, boom, boom. I think I could have had some smaller, or at least put maybe a washer on top, because right now it feels like it is just a tiny bit too big. I'm gonna check what I have left in here from our previous few jobs. That one here is almost good. Not exactly what I'm looking for. These ones, they seem to be the same size of what I just took out. This one here, let's check. Gonna see how that's fitting in there. So if I'm doing that instead and that, is that fitting? Yep, that's a perfect fit. I just don't know how I feel about that and that. Let's see if the other one I have are the same size or smaller or bigger. Ow. Testing all the hardware. Yeah, that's not big enough. That's where I don't know how I feel about crushing a small washer, a small lock washer with a bigger washer like that, but it just seems to make sense, to be fair, because you're gonna spread the load on a bigger surface. Like so. At least I feel resistance when I'm threading that in, which is technically super good, and that's where that thing here should be crushing my lock washer in place. And we need to make sure we're not cross-threading that. Yeah, it locked. So I guess that works. Not ideal. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna change that eventually. If I go to the hardware shop, I'm gonna grab some M6 or something like that, bolts to just do a proper setup, because here basically I can go all the way around to where that bolt is right there, so I could be pushing bolts through the top there and make it fit properly, which would just makes more sense if you ask me. Because right now it looks a bit odd, and I could use some nylon lug nut. go. At least it's crushing the lock washer pretty well. Oh, am I going to be one lock washer down to one washer, I mean, down for closing the job? I think so. Yeah, I really don't like that setup. It's not looking great at all. Like, I wouldn't mind having that straight flush to that like this, even if it's going a bit out to the outer side, but I don't like the setup itself. So it's a proof of concept for now, but not a final thing for sure. That's why I'm not bothering putting some goo, also some gasket maker on that washer, on that gasket there, because the gasket provided. I won't trust that to 100%. Do I have any other washer there? I do, but I think it's too big. Let's try. Although it's fitting. Not the best, but it is fitting okay. Enough for me to put that in there. But yep, we're gonna grab some proper hardware. I'm gonna go to the hardware shop. I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow, because I will need that quite soon. All right, and we have one hole not fitting. So basically here, oh, the heat, man. The heater, I hate you. So basically here, one of the mark I drilled here is a bit too offsetted to the right. No big deal, I don't mind it too much. Like, proof of concept is done here. I can see that the float is really in a good spot, so really no biggie. We're gonna try to clean the inside of the tank. Most of the drilling is gonna be done, and I'm gonna be able from there to start putting everything together. Also from there, we're gonna be able to start working on the top here, where our basically our fuel line and return line is going to start. So my plan is to basically go ahead and start fitting that on top, and make like the assembly of what we need on top, check valves, stuff like that, before throwing the fuel tank in place. Pretty sure tomorrow yeah, if I want to do that, I kind of need to go to the hardware shop tonight, and that's impossible because I have a meeting after my class. What a day. What a crazy day. That thing here, I'm gonna put it back in the fuel pump box, no, the fuel adapter box. So it's gonna be there. Future me watching the stream again to know where it is, that's where it's gonna be. So yeah, so basically here we have a fitment there. Really not a great setup. Don't do that. Don't leave that like this ever. We're gonna go and grab the hardware, push some bolts through the bottom here towards the top, and bolt that in place, which means it's gonna be just cleaner and easier for us to have a good idea of what's going on and make sure that we have a proper seal. With that said, that also means basically I can just remove 2 bolts and re-drill those holes, then put them back with the new things, because I think the bolts are going to be slightly bigger than what we have here. So we're gonna use that as is there to re-drill that one, put a first stud there, remove that one, put another one here, then remove 2, and we are just going to make sure it's not twisting around, but we're gonna re-drill that a bit bigger. So this way everything's gonna really clamp in place where it should be. That should have been what I done. Drill a first hole, bolt it, and then drill the second hole, bolt it, and then drill the 3 others. That way I would have been sure that everything was lining up perfectly. That's where I need to take care a little bit when I'm working on cars, because sometimes I have the tendency to go a bit too fast on stuff, like I did here, drilling those 5 holes straight away and not testing anything, and there you go, you have one hole that is misaligned because of that. I'm gonna throw that back in, and we're gonna try to refigure out where that was going. I think it was going pretty much like that. Need to re-put that O-ring in place, that's for sure. I think it was going pretty much like that. There's no tension in there. That will be too close to one side. Yeah, and now I can feel it touch something. So there we go. So that will be the way it's going. That's how we're gonna bolt it. So let me throw back 3 bolts in place, so that way we won't be fighting it at all. We're gonna start looking for our assembly on the top. So let's put that one here. That one there. Actually, let me do that. I'm gonna do that and that, so nothing's gonna be in our way anywhere. Cool. So with that said, my Allen key I had for that one, I'm gonna put that away because we don't need that back anymore. And I had an Allen key right there. We're just going to drill that to hold it properly in place. Screw that back in. Like so. There you go. So that's not moving at all. That's perfect. Now we're gonna be able to start working what's going on here. So, oh my God, there's a lot of things there. Need to take care of what I'm showing, what I'm not showing. Let me check that here. I'm gonna do that. That's just going to make it easier. Like that, no address. Let's validate. Nope, all good. Boom. So here is our braided hose that we're gonna use. That's gonna be our fill line. Our fill line basically is some PTFE braided hose lines. So there's like some steel wire surrounding a plastic PTFE line, which is basically high pressure, reliable, E85 friendly if one day I decide to go with that. And yeah, pretty much like the best way to do it when doing it once and for all. If you don't want to go back at that anytime soon, that's probably one of the best products you can buy. So from here, let me do that, do this. I went with a brand that had some really good reviews. So this is Evil Energy. You can find them on Amazon. I'm saying all that, but like I'm not. It's not an hashtag or anything. Just saying like I haven't paid for everything on the racing stuff itself because it was like super expensive. But at the same time, these one had some solid review for almost half the price. So people using those products on high performance build. And so yeah, we all have the connection, like the end line and stuff like that. So we're gonna take a look at all this. And what we're looking for is those kind of parts where we're gonna be bolting on that directly. Let's see, AN to AN. That's some male adapter, not what we're looking for, because that's at the end of another thing. I think it won't be using too long. So here we have one like that. So that should be a straight bolt on here. Look at this. So that will be 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. Because basically we need to have our starting point, which is going to be the threading part in here. Oh, there's a tape on that. Where's my knife? It's there. Like so. So our starting point is going to look like this. This is basically some AN fitting, and there's a bunch of different things to know when you're talking about AN. AN is everything braided pretty much. You have seen a lot of those in racing cars if you look at some of them. But basically here we have what they call, this is 8 bevel, I think they call it, which is basically the end for a line. And here we have what they call ORB, which is O-ring, an O-ring end right there. So we need to push the O-ring right at the bottom there, and that's what's gonna provide the seal. While on the other side with the fitting from the line, it is the bevel that's gonna create a seal. So just different way to work with them. But yeah, so hey, this one has some bigger nut. Hopefully it's clearing, but by barely nothing. Hopefully it's gonna clear this side. Seems to clear. Hey, it's so flush. So there we go. We're gonna have to finish tightening those up eventually, but for now that is working in place. So let's look at those. There we go. So now we have 3 output here, and from these outputs, that's where the work's gonna start to be a little bit intense. These ones look okay. Yeah, that's for that one here. That's gonna be our fuel filter. So we have that fuel filter that's gonna go somewhere else away from here, but not too far, because basically we're gonna use that to filter our fuel before pushing it to the engine, so it won't be too far from the fuel tank in the car. But we can put that away for now because it's impossible that we use that today. Well, nothing's really impossible, but you know, better make sure and not try to rush anything. Here we have some V-bend clamp, not really what we need right now. Throw that in there. Not V-bend, but silicone hose. And here's stuff, good looking stuff starting to appear. Oh, that's another 8 AN fitting. I'm gonna see if that one's the one we're looking for. That's another one here, but for another thing. That's for the fuel regulator. That's another one here. Might change those big one for the small one, because these big one can go on the fuel rail if because I have a bunch of them. So we're gonna start looking at, so this is a straight, so straight. This is the end lines, straight. What's that? We're gonna have so much things. Fuel system can get quite wild, honestly. So let's see what's that here. Wait. I saw a union, so I'm guessing a huge Y connector. Yep, exactly that. So there we go, we're gonna be using that. So that Y here is gonna be merging the outlet 1 and 2 together. So I'm looking forward to maybe throwing that around here right before it becomes one single line going to the engine. So we're gonna see how that's possible, but that will be just perfect. So let's keep that aside because we're gonna need that. Up. I need the trash a little bit closer, or just think about it. So these straight lines, we don't need them for now. Let's keep going. What do we have here? Female. Yep, that's the one we need. There we go. 90 degrees. So that's gonna be first big part of the fuel system. All right, not gonna lie, what I'm afraid of is that this is going to be too high. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be too high in the car, so that's why we're gonna test that right away. Fitting straight. Did I just throw back an empty thing? I think so. Fitting straight. "90 degrees, so that should be the second one. Oh, that one is different. That's a female to female, and that means we're gonna be using that. Not like this, ideally. But right here, I think, is where it meant to be. However, that one here, not sure we're gonna see if we don't have another one. But that was the idea right there, to do something like that. It's just a big Lego right now. Fitting straight, so not now. So many of them. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. On what do we need? Oh yeah, that's for that second check valve. Male to male.
Hey.
Oh, hey, oh, what's up, Jeff? What's up, Mr. Pound? Let's go. That's the splitter to go to the fuel rail. So not now. What up? J'ai oublié d'ajouter. Non, j'ai oublié, arrête, non! Non, j'ai oublié, je m'en suis rendu compte tantôt. Trop de choses. Non! Tu me l'as pas écrit sur Discord, fait que j'ai oublié. Hihi. I have 290 degrees, so I'm pretty sure that one's not going there. I'm pretty sure. Can I pet that dog?
No.
What's up, my man? How you doing? How's the job going? Not that, not that. Who you? Not that. All right, did I close the stream? No, we're good. Good, a lot to do, nice. Yeah, I feel that, I feel that. Just got a job interview this morning. Ozen straight, 10 a.m. straight. Need to look in other stuff here. Is there any other stuff? Gonna need to look at that. Because right now I just have 190. Not supposed to be only 190 degrees like that. Oh yeah. That one's not going there. Oh yeah, I just remember. Was giving training to the new employee this morning. Pas pour rien que je joue du Warzone, j'avais besoin de fermer mon cerveau. Fair. You gonna be there on Saturday, I hope? Watching my stream on Saturday? Exclamation mark tournament. C'est pas réglé, mais ça va être de quoi pour après. Basically, Jeff asking me if I solve the problem with the fuel level here, and no, it's not solved. It's gonna be something for later on. At first, I can still. Oh, it's not working. Wait, what? Yeah, there. There you go, my man. Read that and be amazed. I'm doing Hunt Premiere with Peach as a duo on Saturday. That like there's crazy name out there, and I can't wait to get my ass destroyed by those guys. That's not it. It's gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be fun. All right, there we go. So, for 20, I'll be tuning in, but I won't be coherent perfect. I might not be coherent either, because basically there's gonna be a 60-second delay, something like that on the stream. So I would say it might be intense even for me to keep up with the chat and everything. That's gonna be crazy though. Like that's my first ever tournament. I was a big Rocket League player before, but like nothing compared to Tarkov. Tarkov is not my most played game with 1800 hours. So, and 1800 is like nothing compared to most people. So I would say like legit, it is my first tournament and I'm super proud of that. Like I never thought that we will not that we won't make it, that we will not make it, but basically just to give you an idea, guys, you have to send all your PMC stats to them so that they can make sure of the quality of the contestant. I would say, like, you cannot just say, hey, I want to do it. Like, they need to approve your stuff. So when I learned that, I was like, there's kind of a big risk they say no, like we are nobodies to them, but yeah. All right, here's an interesting one for you guys. Can you see what's going on in here? Bien sûr que ça m'a manqué. You see what is going on in there? There is like a sphere in there, and basically what that's going to do, this is the check valve. So this is what is balls. So basically this is what will prevent the fuel from being able to go back in that direction. The fuel can only go there, pushing the ball with a minimum amount of effort, and basically it will prevent the fuel from going from output 1 back to output 2, so that your pressure will be lost through here instead of going to the engine. However, I want to try to run 2 of them. Reason for that, quite simple. If I want in the computer to switch my input 1, output here, so output 1 to output 2, and make my secondary pump my main pump, I need that check valve in here to prevent that from going over there. So this is the big idea here. I hope, the only thing I'm afraid of is that this affect the amount of fuel going through it, but at the same time, I guess they have been designed in a way that it won't matter, like it won't change anything to the fuel flow through them. So that way, like this, and for example like that and like that, because I want to make sure we're clearing the return line. That means from here out could be going from there, and now I can merge them, and basically the fuel can only go through here but never be pushed back through here. Same on this one, can only go through here but never go reversed through that. So that means both system, both pump are preventing any backflow through them. And so when one is turning on, it won't push the pressure backward into the fuel tank. So that's a really solid thing to think of, because otherwise that could be just making the engine have no fuel at all, like up there. So that will suck a little bit. So here we have two orb thingy here. Like I said, we might change the one at the bottom there. And now, from what I remember, because I draw all that system on Photoshop to make sure I keep it in mind and order the proper amount of fittings and stuff like that. Because as you can see, it is fittings on top of fittings on top of fittings on top of fittings. So here that should be something like that. And here I think I could add an O-ring to make it safer to run, like to make sure it's leak free, because I think that could have been an O-ring fitment there, like an O-ring or fitting instead of end-ling there, but there we go. And from now, that's where this is going to connect together. So we want to find a way to probably not connect that anywhere, but just like make the lines two small piece of lines to basically connect that together and bring everything into one single thingy here. So we're gonna have to look also in the car what will be the best way to finish everything in here, because basically if I'm taking one of these, I need to keep enough line. Let me show you. So this is what the line end looks like. So the line's going through here. There's a metal sleeve in there that's gonna be the seal, and basically that needs to bolt right here, and I'm gonna have one per end. If I can bolt that in there, there you go. So that's gonna go like this. So I need to make sure I have place for the lines to go there, but just like that could be okay. I just need also to make sure I'm able to go and make it all tight in there. So that could work. That could work. And from there, I'm gonna open another one. No, that's the adapter. Straight. Like so. I think I have a delivery right now, which I like. There we go. And there we go. Right here. That's quite a long thing right now. No clue how that's gonna fit in the car. But I hope for the best, because it's hard to make it even more low profile than that. So there we go. Here we're gonna have to make sure we are pretty much making sure everything is tight. But there we go. So this is how everything's got to be lined up in there. So ideally that and that will be something like that. And then we're gonna have to connect these two together. So probably a short hose like that, and just like a slide bend here. So even that one, we're gonna need to get those. So many fittings, and I'm afraid of fittings a little bit. Reason for that, quite simple. The more you have, like the more connection you have, the more amount of chance you have to get a leak, and a leak are not fun. Here we go. There we go. So here we have our Y. So maybe like that. And so this way we might be able to even use the edge here to connect something like the fuel filter or something like that. So we're gonna see that, but like anything around here will be amazing. And then we could just go with our line. I know also there's a place at the top of the car to fit all that. I'm really afraid it won't fit. That's way higher than I expected to be. So how about we do a quick test there? What time is it? 3? Yeah, we still have time. So let me throw that away right there. Here we have a bunch of things left, but nothing too crazy. That's more for the fuel rail. That. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna take that away here. And first thing we can test actually is to bring the actual. Did someone throw them away? I haven't touched them, but they were right here. Let me see something, because I had the metal bracket to hold. Where are they? The metal brackets to hold the fuel tank in place. All right, I have one here for sure. This one's the one in good shape. That one's the one in bad shape. All right. There we go. So these are the belts, but as you can see, one of them has been bent quite badly due to the fact that it was used in some different places. Let's say that this way. So we're gonna be unbending that and matching a little bit more the shape of that one here. Not really a big deal, quite easy to do. There you go. There you go. And from here, we're gonna try to throw them in the car. Front cam. So the idea is super easy. These belts, they are grabbing in the frame in 2 different places, and they are just holding in, like there's a place molded into the fuel tank made for that to hold it in place. That's all. So that should be pretty straightforward. However, we can always find an unexpected thing making it impossible to fit in place. So we're gonna see that right now. My main concern is really the fittings. Pretty sure they are going to be too tall. And if it's the case, I'm gonna have to think what we're doing with that. Let's do that. Let's clear a bit of space here. Let's bring the camera first. Pump, 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 pump. Dual side. So let me try to make it even more obvious. There you go, that's not too bad. So basically that big hole here, this is where the fuel tank is going. Usually it should line up with that here, the top mount. We have a bit of space, but not sure on how that's gonna fit. Worst case, I can still make some spacer to make it a bit lower, but one thing we want to make sure is that it won't be lower than the bottom of the differential, because from there that could get a bit risky to hit it on a pothole or something and damage it. So really not what we're looking for. So let's go grab it and see how that's fitting in there. Pum, 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 pum. Impossible, it won't fit. I'm pretty convinced it won't fit. We're gonna have to find a solution. Fitment. Nothing we have talked about so far, right? Oh, wait. So from here, I should be able to lift it. Oi. What's there? Should be able to lift it right in place. So this is the connection that was gonna go with that. We're gonna have to make something custom, but I plan on just making a Dutch connector out of that. That is part of the system to go. That one is going to a vent, and this one is technically also a vent, but seems not working properly on the previous fuel tank. So yeah, you know, decided to do something different. So let's try to push that in place. Oof, that's gonna be rough on my arms. Up. Are we already hitting? Oh, almost throw it to the ground. Will be easier with my table that is not available right now. And what did I hit that didn't allow me? Maybe that? Because I was not able to throw it in place. Maybe I could use the strap then. Pass the first strap, then go ahead, slip it on top of it. Let's try that a second time. If I was to, it's hitting on this side. I think it's hitting on the shield. All right, gonna go grab a, am I removing that? I could remove that for now. I'm gonna remove the rubber line on the side. Oh, the camera changed. Dual side. So I'm gonna remove that big piece of rubber going down here, and so that should help us gain a bit of clearance. Ugh. A bit of coffee. Always a good answer to a little problem. So that should be that.
Ready, fight!
Nice. That was a nice one. So fun fact, the filler neck, back in the days when I did the engine removal? No, I think before that, it went all the way through sandblast. On one of my good friend place, well, the guy that helped me remove the engine from the truck. So we did that back in the days, and it was so worth. Remove all the rust, and I gravel guard thingy. So now it's still beautiful, not rusted at all. It's just so good. See that? Like long-term kind of modification, so that's cool. That we can remove that for now. Now we can try that all over again and see where it's gonna hit. Yup, pretty much not fitting. So we might have to find another solution there, because right now there's no way that's going to fit. I have an idea on how we could do that, maybe, because right now basically I'm showing you. I'm gonna try at least. All right, you see that hole there? I'm gonna try to remove you from those lines. All right, so basically here, it's supposed to go, the original fill line are going through that gap over here. So that could be something we try to reuse, because it's going out right on the other side here, even though there's some Hamburg cables in there. So it's going all the way through here. So that's something we can try to reuse for sure. Am I able to turn them around and line them up with that? I don't believe so. So from there, we're gonna have to find a way to make them fit. There will always be a possibility to create like a box here in the trunk, but that will suck a little bit and looks a bit odd. So we're gonna have to figure out something for that. Because in the first place, reason everything was going through here is that the fuel pump was just a bit further down there. Like the fuel pump, if I remember correctly, was bolting right here on the original setup, because the fuel pump on the Datsun 280ZX was external, which means no fuel pump inside the tank, and so no need of much clearance on top. Like I said, I could always try to bump it down a little bit, but that will make it a bit odd, a bit weird, because, you know, not really what we're looking for right there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Let's bring that back to the bench. Front cam. Cool. That's gonna be a rough walk. Crouch like that. It's not heavy, but at the same time kinda is a little bit. And that was my knife on the ground. So it's not super heavy, but just enough for it to be, it's just also like big, so it's hard to handle. Boom, we're back. All right, let's take another look at that. So that first setup is not working as planned. Try to undo the mess here. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Dual front. Dual front. There we go. So you can see it a bit better. I don't know if it's really better, so let me do that. Just to give you a better idea of how tall that is. There we go. That's quite taller than anything on that fuel tank, so that's why it's not fitting. Ideally, it wouldn't go way more high, like way higher than anything here, which is not the case right now. Like that one's not bad at all. It's really these two. So maybe I could buy more of this 90 degrees, but even there, not sure if I was to remove all that, would it fit? Unsure. Because then I will need a 290 degrees like that and female to female adapter, pushing the check valve even further than that. But that's saving for sure a bit of space. And I just click a bunch of stuff there. So that is for sure saving a bit of space. Otherwise, one thing I could also try to do is that some straight. Yes, it is. Whoa, we got a sticker. Other thing we could try. I don't think we're gonna save a lot of space like that. Nah, we're not saving anything. It was to do like the hose coming here, doing a loop going back down, but that will mean they will extrude inside the car. There's also a possibility to bring the fuel line through the inside of the car. It's doable. People tend to do that in some race car. There's even race series where it is a must. They don't want that to be underneath the car. But usually you need to use some solid line, I think, inside the car. So that will mean I will need to check what's the minimum adjustment on the belt and try to hold it just in place, because like I said, worst case, we can try to make a block on top here, there and there to even on that corner light, just to hold it away from the side. And there, that is going right about there. Because yeah, we can try to make a block that's gonna space it out. What's up, Wiz? Blinker fluid injector. Wow, that's I didn't know that was a thing. Shit, I'm gonna need to buy one. Nothing's calibrated yet. We're still trying to figure out how to fit a bunch of things, but have you seen how beautiful that thing here is? Wiz, look at this. Dual side. Dual side. Look at that. Side cam. There you go, even better like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we're trying to get a bunch of things done, and it's working quite great. Oh yeah, that's spicy, right? Now the next big thing at the front is gonna be to fit the radiator to see how much space we have here. What's up, Plump? How you doing, sir? So we're gonna need to see how we can merge those two together around here so that we can bring that up to the turbo. And yeah, pretty much everything's in place there. Engine right now is locked at top dead center, so I might try to do myself a little bracket or something that will allow me. I put my 0 mark here, so maybe from these 2 bolts I could make myself a little bracket coming forward and just have that pointing on my mark, so that way I can just, you know, just adjust that and make sure that I have a timing mark reading if I need it eventually with a timing light. They are not provided with that car. I don't think you need them that much, but like, why not at this point? That could just be something useful, you know. So yeah, while I'm here, might as well try to build one in place. Like build one and put it in place. Maybe I can even use another bolt there, I will see. But yeah, so far so good. So far so good. Right now we're working on the fuel system. I think I'm gonna have a bit of a problem putting the fuel tank in place, because what we had in mind, well, obviously the fittings and everything once stacked together are quite high, so they are not clearing. So I'm just looking for solution at this point to just make it work properly without making something too funky, and also make something that is safe to run like that. So yeah, pretty much that. Hi MPV, how you doing? Wonderful human being. That one was excellent. Front cam. Here we go.
Hi bitch.
Hi bitch. How you doing, you dumb bitch? Hope you're doing amazing, sir. So, time to try to fit that. As I said, basically with all the things set up in here, look how tall that is. So that's what I need to figure out. Any work? What do you mean by work? We're test fitting stuff and chatting. I just had a job interview this morning, so you know I'm tired. I've done way more than I used to do in the last 10 months, so you know, job interview, that was stressful. It's Monday, that's a fair point there. Actually, you know what, I had a job interview this morning, then I'm coming in stream, then I have a class tonight where I'm teaching, then I have a meeting for the beginning of the racing season. I went super well, honestly. I went there. It's a place I already work at, so I was expecting it to be more of a chill chat with the supervisor, but like, it's a new supervisor, and my supervisor back then is now the head of the department. So I was like, well, if the head of the department saying, hey, he's a chill guy and everything, I thought it would be straightforward. But the supervisor went like, well, we don't know each other, so let's have a chat, and it was basically a full-on interview. Like, why did you decide 10 years ago to go in that specialty? Why? How was your work back then? If I'm looking at your portfolio, like at your demo reel, can you talk to me about that project or that thing? And I was like, oh my god, that is really the classic job interview question. And I wasn't prepared, but at the same time, I guess that's the best preparation, to be natural. So he thinks I work too much. Perfect, Wiz. That's the best. Hey, Wiz, you want to hear something? I have a friend of mine. He's working in insurance, and every time he has a review about his work, which is about every 6 months, if I remember correctly, they always say like, hey, like, we don't know how we could give you more job because you're nailing everything perfectly. You're really on top of the efficiency of people and everything. You're doing great. You're really optimizing your work. It's amazing. Keep going. Like, we really appreciate you. He's paid for 35 hours a week. He's working about 20 of them. The rest of the time he's playing some PoE. So he's like, he's having I don't know War Turtle. I've never tried it. I never played it. But he has over probably 15k or 20k hours on that. So yeah, I won't. Are you talking from experience? You spent too much time of your life there? Well, yeah, no, I know a lot of people don't know like anything else than typical interviews, but like, it wasn't bad. It was a nice chat and everything. It was just, I was not expecting that really. I thought it would be like a 15-20 minutes talk about like the project and presenting the project to me and everything. And in the end, it was not really. It was an hour-long job interview, but I was chill. Like, I had fun. I don't mind them. I'm not stressed with them. I'm just having a nice time chatting. I used to do like 16 hours of useful work a week. I now have 2 roles I am doing at work and work a good 50, 60. Yikes, that's a hard shift there. Well, to be fair, I do get like my friend, he's like, I'm doing 20 and like, that's enough. Like, I don't want any more responsibilities or anything, and he's happy with that. He's earning a good salary and everything, and he's okay with that. And he told me he will never do like the kind of rush I had at the beginning of 2023, which was basically 60 to 65 hours a week, 6 months straight, 2 jobs. So basically I was doing 60 hours a week at Sony Picture, and then I was also teaching for 5 hours, and plus correction, preparation, and everything. So I was probably averaging more 55 to 70 hours a week for about 6 months straight. And honestly, I was just like, at this point, you have no social life, and you're just feeling like Captain America, doing like, I can do this all day, and you're just keep going. The only day off I had was Sundays, and I was just spending them being a couch potato, playing a bit of Tarkov and being like, and then I was going back. Yep, I'm just about talking today. Through a massive restructure as a company, and hopefully it will slow down after everything is rolled out. I wish I was getting paid double for double the work. Are you on the annual salary, so it doesn't change a single thing if you're working 40 hours or 50? Yikes. At least I was paid a time and a half. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. No, on my side I was hourly paid, so after 40 hours it was time and a half, and on holidays like Easter and stuff like that, it was pretty much like paid how it is. Paid the entire day for basically the holidays, and after that it was paid time and a half for the entire day, so it was 2.5 times your normal day for that specific day, which was amazing. I've made like the biggest paycheck I've ever done on that, and this is really why I can afford that project right now. Otherwise you will never have seen me in here doing like so much work on the Datsun, because I will never had the budget for that. Yeah, pretty much. That's fair, honestly, Wiz. And I feel that like that's what I've done for the last few months, and then now I'm gonna go back for a 3 months contract probably. I'm supposed to have some news. Let's check. Oh. All right, they are going to send me a contract. Let's go. So, job acquired. 3-month contract, probably some overtime, but like I'm all chill with that. Let's go. So we're gonna make money and make sure that everything that's gonna go wrong with the first startup of that car is going to be money I will have to fix that. Well, yeah, we're gonna get through that. And what I was about to say also, oh yeah, now that gives us pretty much a target for the first startup of the car, not the car running, but the first startup. I'm starting May 20 normally, so May 19 is gonna be the target to turn the engine on for the first time. So that's what I'm saying here. We're gonna try to make that happen. So we need a fuel system for that. So let's try that. Let's try that. I could just go through the trunk with that. Look at this. I could do that. Could do that. Oh no, it's the wrong. Oh, but it could thread right in there. We could go straight up like that. That will look horrible. It will kind of work. That's the worst. It would kind of work, honestly. And I know some people doing setups like that where you can have like a fitting going through the trunk, and you just have like a piece of hose doing a loop and going back down, and it would work, but it looks weird, and that's not really what you want. All right, let's go throw 1 or 2 belts in there, and we're gonna try to push that and just hang the fuel tank loose and see if we have a bit of space. No worries, Wiz. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Dual side. There we go. I'm gonna check if my package are still there. They are probably, I can't see them. Maybe the girlfriend went there, but I think we received the wastegate. You want me to go check? Let me go check. Be right back. Shit, they are not there. Package not there, so it is at the PO box. Need to go to the PO box now. Well, not now, but like I will have to go later when going to my class. Because I want that wastegate in my hand. I want to see how big it is and how much of a pain in the ass it's gonna be to fit in the engine bay. All right, so what are we up to? I'm gonna try to put in place those weird thing here that we have. We have basically, it is some nails, like nails with a 90 degrees turn on the head, and they have been welded to extend them or reduce them. I have no clue, honestly, what I'm looking at here. And yeah, so we're just gonna try to put the belt in place, see how it fits, see if the fuel tank can get it there and just hold right there. And if so, we should be good to go. So like that. That will be like that, like this. So basically this is where the fuel tank needs to hang on, like what it needs to hang on. So we're gonna take a look at this. What was that? Hello, Windows. Windows doing his own custom sounds on my stream. Little fucker. So just like that, and if we can throw that, I will try to put the other one already in place. That one I will need to go back on the bench because it's not loose at all. And so we're gonna try to throw that in place and see if it's holding, if we have the space to make it hold. It's gonna be bigger than that. Oh no. Let's do that, let's do this. Let's try to loosen that straight onto the car because we need it to hold from one side here so that it won't twist. And I hit the cam. All right, let me try to show you what I'm doing, even though it's quite hard. Oh, I was threading that in. Well, nailed it. Well, it did work. So the idea is to make it as loose as possible. So this way we should be able to. Won't go further than that. Wow! Who that? Who that? That sounds like Raminta, I think. With the color of that name, that sounds like it. Watch out, NBV. Oh yeah, spot on, let's go! Hello, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Watch out, NPV. Can't use that many TTS now. You can check your DM a sec. Oh, yeah, sure. That's an important DM. Wait a sec, guys. Super, super important. Manalo never go bang. I cannot write. I cannot write Quebec City Airport is the target, right? That will be bad. What's up, Orange? How you doing? there you go. There you go. So let's see that. Thank you NPV for the notification. Appreciate that. Job offer, it's there. Gonna need to analyze that later on. All right, job offer, it's happening. So yep, he has all the info, and yeah, so like I said in PV, pretty much anything from airport wise, I can make a miracle happen from there. Well, at least try. So, cause basically, if you or him have your international driving license for the time being, if you need that, I'm not even sure you do need that. You need that as long as you have your own driving license. I think you're good to drive in here for like a week or two. Have to check about it. Like you have to make sure. But anyway, in any case, I can always like propose like share a vehicle, like a car. Just lend you a car for the amount of time you're here, so that you are pretty much able to work your way out and go have a little trip and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of things that can happen on that side. So manual, automatic, you know, different possibilities there. So that could be fun. All right, that camera angle is really bad. Now that this is, oh, that's what we were trying to do. Front cam. Let's go. Front cam. I'm just trying to remove that washer here. We're trying to freaking put the fuel system in place temporarily to see how bad or good the fitment is. So far, plot twist or spoiler alerts, should I say, it's bad. Put that a bit on my seat and will in Discord. All right. Oh no, another reason not to work. Pump, 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 pump. I want to see that. Hey, by the way, on Nickel, take a look. There's a car pick section if you want. For the next one, like we don't care now, but like for the next few ones, there's a car pick channel there. Oh man, red Micra plus red seat, lovely. I love that. I love that. Matching seats, and everybody knows you just gained 20 HP with that. You were afraid of the wheel gap, lol. Let me try to do something stupid that might work. Come on, man. Just trying to remove that washer from where it is. Oh, I think that's working, so I might keep going this way. Yep. One red, but they were cheap secondhand. Yeah, fair. And anyone in here will have a bad wheel gap pretty much compared to you, Raminta. Just saying. We're gaining millimeter by millimeter, but hey. Your brain is a wheel gap? Damn. A big wheel gap or a small wheel gap? That's a big question. That sounds like, is it a small brain or a big brain? And you don't want big wheel gaps, so tricky question. Come on, it's almost there. Basically, I'm just trying to push a washer that's stuck in place there. Got it. GG. Sauce. I mean, well, yeah, to make the world stance, okay. Not the entire world, please. But like stance is like quite a cool look. Depending which one. There's some I cannot stand, but there's some that I'm really just loving the actual thing. Like there is some really, really cool car out there. Your Civic is included in that, by the way. I do appreciate your build. Especially from where it started to where it is now. All right, come on, can we fit that in there? Yes, we can. Almost. There we go. All right, so both straps are in place, dual side. So can we have a look, not at those lines, please? There we go. So we have both straps in place. We're gonna try to go ahead and maybe put the actual fuel tank again in there and see if we have enough space to make it work. So I'm gonna have to twist you over here if you don't want me to crush you. There we go. Oh, bringing back the fuel tank. Yikers. Appreciate. Show me another round stance. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. And watch out. I will say it because I know you're not a native English speaker, and I've learned it myself, not the hard way, but kinda the R word here. RETARD is not really well seen by most people natively speaking English, just saying. So just take care with that word on Twitch because you could get banned from channels and stuff for that. It's just like a thing I've learned, so just watch out. I prefer to tell you right now because I know in what kind of way you mean it, but there's like a different kind of way, a different meaning that is really not welcome on Twitch usually. So just take care of that. All right, there we go, and there we go. I even think it might be against TOS. I think. I will need to ask my super awesome moderator, Hawk, about it, because she probably knows more than me about that. There we go. Can we fit that in here, sir? So far, that one's going. That one is holding in place right there. Now can we push that one in? Pretty sure we can. Almost. Yeah, we're crushing there. We're hitting the top just a bit. We could maybe extend them a little bit, but that's where we're getting a bit lower than the actual differential, and I don't really like that. Yep, we just went and hit a little bit So. Pop, 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 pop. The easiest way will be to just put a bigger hole in there, or do that. Let me try one thing. I'm gonna remove both connection there and take a look once it's seated in place how it looks like. That's going straight in, just like that. So this is where we want it to be, pretty much. So that's if you look at that, fuel tank is pretty much just at the same level as the differential, and it technically can go all the way up here, and that's what we want it to look like. So maybe I'm gonna try to hold that just a little bit higher. Okay, yeah, they extended that for the new bad setup they did in there. That's what happened. So we might have to cut it and re-weld it even better. Oh yeah, and that was probably, I see. All right, yeah, they even re-drilled that. There's a hole on the top here that is meant to go there. All right, I see how that was. All right, well then I have a few questions there that we are going to try to answer. Point. We're gonna go check if in the trunk, oi, do not follow me, sir. I do not appreciate that, that's rude. Front cam. All right. Ow, that was my knee. So I removed both connection there. We're gonna release the car and bring it down a little bit. If I was to connect that, that will be helpful. And from there, we're gonna check how it looks like from inside there. Just that. Let's remove that. By the way, wheels, wheel gap is kind of bad, but it's just on lowering spring, not a lot of part available for these unless ordered from Japan. Fair. Honestly, on my side, I don't know how wheel gap's gonna look like, because from factory they have such a big wheel gap that I have no clue how the drop's gonna look like, but it should be pretty good. The fitment's gonna be great, like the fitment's gonna be really tight on it. Because yeah, by the way, I don't know if you were there when I said it, Raminta, Nika, or anyone else in chat, but wheels are ordered. They should be here in 2 weeks. All I need to look at right now is the tires, to order the tires. I could go with about 275 wide at the back, but that's too pricey for now. So we're gonna start on 255, see the fitment, align everything, and from there we're gonna decide what we're doing. All right. Lowering springs can always be cut, just saying. Yeah, but he's doing track stuff. And on the track, cutted springs are not reacting well. But I agree that for just the show part of it, it will work. It would work. I know some people that did that, cut its spring and all, but yeah, a bit rough on the track. It's not really reacting the way we want it to be. Dual side. Dual side. There we go. So as you can see here, we have the access hole pretty much lined up. That's gonna be amazing because with that cover, we're gonna be able to probably pass all our wiring loom through here, like merging that with those wires here and bring it straight through that into a grommet or something. So that's really cool. And now what I'm asking myself is if it will be a good idea to really bring the connector through the trunk. It's not really what I want, to be fair, because the only problem I have with that idea is that pretty much it means we're gonna have fuel going through here, and that could be damaged by something thrown in the trunk, and I'm not looking forward at making the trunk unusable. So you know, that was not the one I had in mind, Jeff, no. I know someone that did it on purpose for a show car, and I mean, it's doing the job. Yeah, you see, I cannot fit that there right now, but it will be fitting right here if I was to use that. I'm also afraid of having a smell of fuel in the car, which wouldn't be too great. And technically, if we're talking about that, we also have, let me remove that wheel from here. We also have some material going on top to cover that. So I mean, there's always maybe a possibility of doing a reinforcement there, because technically there is that going in here pretty much like that. Just removing those, and then there's the carpet going on top of everything. So we could always maybe remove some material from this here. If I can remove it, like remove material from here and create like a steel box, preventing anything from crushing that. That could work, honestly. We have the steel, we have everything needed for that. But basically what I'm looking at right now, I don't know where, okay, yeah, you can see pretty well. What I'm looking at is maybe, because this here, like that right there, is where the actual fuel line we're going through underneath the car. So we could do a bump on that and just put something in there, maybe extend it to the side, but we have like here at least an inch of material that we could remove and make maybe a steel compartment meeting up through here and sealing that. I mean, we kind of want to still seal that there, and that will still mean fuel going through here. That's an actual good question there. Because you want the trunk to be quite sealed. You don't want it to be too bad. Here, what do we have in there? I don't know what that is, but that sucks. We can remove some foam from that, that's for sure. Now we need to decide if we are bringing that inside here or not. Ow. That will be that. Now we'll need a filtered rod to weld on top there, that's for sure. Because, yep, that could work. I'm really not a fan of thinking of bringing the fuel line in the trunk there because I'm afraid it will smell. I know a lot of people having trouble with that because even the best and the perfect sealed like fuel system is always smelling a little bit. So that's why you're trying to prevent that from going inside here. But at the same time, it could be like the only way to make it work properly, and we could just go back inside there, and from here back right next to the differential pretty much, because the differential is holding somewhere at the back here if I'm not wrong. I think that one, or is it underneath here? No, I think it's really there, somewhere in there. So basically if we're going back in there with the fuel lines, that will be perfect. And we could put a grommet in there, but at the same time, it's not really the perfect isolation that you're looking for. Because yeah, I think the best idea there will be to pretty much weld some new rods to have more adjustment on the straps. So cutting what is done right now, doing some filtered rod welded to that, like same length but just having more threads, because now I'm almost already at the end of the existing threads, so I will need like a big ass spacer otherwise. Who that? Oh, I think it's Hawk. I think it's Hawk. Na 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 na. Pew. Playing tonight? I don't know. I hope, but I have a class plus a meeting right after. Na 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 na. Pew. Na 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 na. Pa pa. That's my favorite. Honestly, guys, I know a bunch of you have some custom sounds, but that one there is my favorite of all. Not a lie there, like nothing's compared to that one. All right, I was about to say, if I'm playing tonight, hopefully, I don't know how long. I have a meeting at 8 that will last, I'm guessing, until 9 for sure, maybe later. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping 9 it's gonna be done. If at 9:30 I'm out of that meeting, I'm playing a little bit for sure. Otherwise, well, we'll see. I'm gonna keep you posted with that. And making progression on the Datsun, well, creating more questions than progression, I would say. But you know, it's part of the game. Who there? Don't care. Let's go. Oh, that's a lovely little Micra and not cross. Oh yeah, that's true. The MCO has some green cones instead of our orange cones. That's cool. But yeah, so basically, right now the progression, well, I mean the fuel tank is in there, kinda like temporarily, but underneath the cover right here is our fuel tank. So if I'm just removing that, we had it right there. So that's pretty cool. Boop. We see it there. But now our fuel lines, the beginning of our fuel lines is not fitting. So that's kind of a little bit of a problem. So, yep. I just need to figure out what we're gonna do with that. I'm really thinking about doing a steel box. I'm really thinking about just welding a little box of metal on top of the lines and make them go back inside underneath the car. Because I know some like racing stuff, what they will do basically, like some racing cars but I just don't know how legal that is at all. Like some cars, what they will do here, if I'm sitting, is having the fuel line going through here and going back down here and going all the way through the inside of the car. And what you can do to protect them is to put them inside a metal tube, so there's no chance of you crushing one and exploding one, which will suck, obviously. So that's an idea there, but that's not my favorite one. So I would prefer to throw it back underneath the car through here somewhere. That will just make more sense to me. So maybe have a metal cover right here, doing a like kind of event. We cut in that padding here, the space for it. And so just have our lines going straight through in that. But even there, I need to know where it's gonna fit. So I really think, and I don't have time tonight to go to the hardware shop, but I really think I need to go there and grab some material to get that done. I need to modify the hangers and get that in place, because basically without that in place I cannot start my fuel system. Like at the front it doesn't matter. At the front doesn't matter, I can put it anywhere where I have space. That there's only one way to mount the fuel tank, so there's no other possibilities than that to start it, and the fitting on top is at the lowest point possible on the car. So there's absolutely no other way possible to make it work. What is the material of the cover? Because there is a way to enclose that. Is that metal? It is metal. How about we cap everything here, throw that in there, sideways like that, and modify it so I have a compartment starting here, like a vent, and plunging back there with the cable on top or at the bottom here, but it doesn't really matter. That could be an idea. I'm gonna try to keep you there, but basically, let me go grab what I need. Because I have the material right there. Yep, I pretty much have most of the material right there, because it doesn't have to be thick. But I need that, and another one right next to it. That's the hardest part. It needs to be quite wide, so it could be something like that. Could try to take measurement to make it straight and good, but it could go like this. Have basically a hole right around here where all my thingy here are getting out. So I'm saying that, but like, I don't know, I don't remember how it is, but it could be anything like that. So we remove that here, and from there we have a line going like that, a line going like that, and it's the other one here that's a bit tricky, but that we can marry that here, same about here, and we can make just a flat spot here that we are crushing against that and sealing. Like we can rivet that with a seal underneath, and that would be fitting. Not riveting, but like putting some M6 or M8 threaded rivet there, so that we can basically bolt everything there. So that cover here will become basically a tunnel going through that. We need to remove that and see what's up underneath this. All right, so I just figured out I'm gonna have like pretty much something for the entire week on that. But yeah, that could work. That if I bring the cover, like the fuel tank quite high in here, we can make something happen and seal the sides here to the bottom here until it go back down, and just put a big ass hole at the back here to throw the fuel lines back down. And if everything around it is sealed, that means there will be no smells in here. But fabricating that box is going to be a bit tricky because there's a lot of shape around here. But it's doable, that's for sure. Or I need to bring the car back up. Another question I have for me. If we are cutting that to weld just a box, so everything's accessible from underneath. I need to see what's underneath that. Front cam. I need to see what's up underneath that, because that will be way easier instead of trying to fit something that will seal, be bolted, and being able to remove it to connect and disconnect thing. I could basically connect everything on top of the fuel tank, just push it in there and modify a square there, which was a bit of the first idea I was saying like, I don't want to do that. Well, I think I won't have the choice, and that will be the easiest, because if we just cut the top with a buffer, then we can weld like a box, and the weld's gonna seal everything, and everything will be accessible from underneath. So when pushing, it will just clear everything when pushing the fuel tank in place. And that will mean way less work. Less work is good, yeah. Less work is good, and less work will be enjoyable. Let me check. I just my eyes catch it on that one. I need to take a look what size they are, because I'm gonna need a bunch of tubes in the near future. Oh, I think they are 2 inches. Yep, that one will be useful, because I think that one is something that's gonna match what we just got delivered. So heck yeah, gonna need to take a look at these. That, maybe that. We're gonna have a bunch of work coming our way on exhaust tube, but that's gonna be fun. I can't wait to do that. But I need to clear a bunch of things, and this week, if we can get rid of most of the brake system and fuel system, like bringing everything from the front to the back for brake system and everything from the back to the front on fuel system, that will be amazing. Okay, so that's what we have there. All right, it's not as easy as I was saying it was, I think. I mean, I just need to understand a bit better. I'm saying that. Dual side. So basically what I'm looking at right now is where everything's lining up here. So I could say that the chuck is almost lined up to that. So I just need to see in the car where that is and see if I can bring everything. Because technically the cover I'm talking about will be right on top here. I could maybe remove the fuel tank at this point and try to get a proper view of all that. Yeah, I'm pretty much right when I'm saying. Let me just do that. This. So when talking about the shape in here, so from here, yep, that's the cover right here. So the only thing I don't like is that if I'm cutting something here, I'm basically cutting quite thick material here that seems to be kind of structural. So that's not good. And that's where differential and everything is holding on, so no good. Well. That's gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna do that, remove that. So this is where I need more threads. Basically that thing here is hanging right there. Can you see that? Yep, so you can. Well, barely. There you go. So this is like hanging right there, and I need threads going up here just to make sure I can really push it straight to the top there, make sure everything's lining up, make sure everything's holding in place properly. Maybe at the back I will have some clearance issues due to the new module there to hold everything in place, like the fuel level sender. So maybe I will have to just try to find a block of rubber or something to put on top and make sure we're not crushing that against, because I think it was hitting right here. So maybe there's that, but otherwise I just need the fuel tank to go straight in there and we would be good. I can see where the rubber used to stick to it right here. So yep, I think I just need to figure out a way to space it just a touch. At the same time, if I want my lines to go through the inside, wouldn't be. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Guess who's gonna have a bit of rating tonight? Look how bad the welds are on that. I can swear to God we're not doing welds like this when we're gonna be welding those. They are horrible. Blech. Oh, it's a bolt that has been welded there. Oh my God. Oh, it's so bad. All right, I'm gonna bring that nut. You know what I'm gonna do tonight, guys? I'm gonna be reading on racing fuel lines, how they bring it through the interior. That will save us so much work. That would just be way more easier because everything's already going to be through. Yep. I think that's gonna be the best idea right there. Because we need to bring the fuel at the front, right? And right now, if it's coming from underneath the car next to the transmission or inside the car next to the passenger, I mean, it doesn't change a lot of things. As long as it's not failing, it's changing absolutely nothing. Now, that seems a bit dramatic to talk about failures in that, but like, I mean, it can happen, but even there, I don't know if I prefer that to be inside and smelling the fuel leaking than being underneath the car and splashing on the exhaust system. So if we're removing something that do not like the heat from places where there is some heat, technically it's even safer. It's just not safer the fact that it will be inside the car. That's pretty much the only thing. But again, if I isolate that, it's gonna be hard to isolate probably. I'm really afraid of smells in the car. Yep, I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna read on the subject tonight. That's gonna be it. Front cam. Now, you know what? You might have heard it, but I haven't. My alarm did got off there. So that means I need to go. It's my class tonight. So that was a small stream today, less than 3 hours. That's crazy. But hey, we got some stuff started for the week. You know, seems like a job interview was more important than the Datsun. Money for the Datsun or not finishing the Datsun. You know, I choose my priorities today. But at least I was there, and I'm gonna be back tomorrow for sure. We're gonna keep going on that. I'm gonna go take a shower quickly, and I think I'm running to the hardware shop tonight. I want to check one other thing, and we might get prepared for a bunch of amazing things tomorrow. Because yeah, if I'm running right now to the hardware shop, I might get what I need to mount that freaking fuel system in place. So, hey, thank you so much, Hawk. So I love you all, guys. You're amazing. And on that, I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. Have a safe night, have a fun night, and see you back tomorrow morning. Bye!